Hi there, Jeremy O'Carroll, Director of On Reiki here, and in this video, what I'd like to do is just talk to you a little bit about our upcoming 2024 January Summer Reiki Retreat. Now, as always with retreats, the idea is, among other things, to help you really connect to energy. For some of you, maybe you haven't been doing so much Reiki, it will be an opportunity to reconnect. For others, it's an opportunity to learn new skills because at retreats, I get to teach things which I don't have time for in my regular classes. So these are things that go beyond the material regularly taught in Reiki 1, 2, and 3. And it gives me an opportunity really to kind of teach things which I've learnt along the journey over many, many years, and also the things which I've been practicing more of throughout the year. And so we have quite a few innovative techniques. And we're doing a few things which go even beyond the bounds of Reiki. So it's a Reiki retreat first and foremost, but it also includes a few other kind of things to help us go deeper into our spiritual practice. So in this video, I'd like to tell you a bit about some of these things that we'll be covering at the retreat. Now, of course, like always, we'll be doing plenty of group Reiki. That is one of the best things about getting together in a large group, particularly a group where everyone's already learnt Reiki before. It means there's a huge amount of energy in the room and we can do a lot of really deep clearing and charging and healing working as a group. So we'll have plenty of that. We'll also have the usual meditations, and these meditations can take us deep within the self. They can clear kind of energy channels, help heal the chakras. We'll also do some forest silent walking meditation where we really try to learn just to connect to the energy of the land. For those of you who have visited Daylesford, you know that it's a very high energy centre. It's kind of surrounded by forest on all sides, and so the energy there is very, very strong. I'd say it's one of the best energy centres in the state, if not the country. And so it's a great place to get out in nature, which is one of the things we are able to do at the retreat. Now this year we're actually holding it in Daylesford proper, but out at the Boomerang Holiday Ranch. So that's a horse ranch, and it's in a really beautiful area. It's by the side of forest, so the moment you kind of walk out of the ranch, you will be able to enter into forest and go for strolls. And the virtue of holding it there also is that it just means that the accommodation is on site. So where you're sleeping is just 20 meters from where we'll actually be holding the retreat. So it's very, very simple. Okay, so let me talk to you about some of the other techniques that we will be covering at the retreat. So one of the things we'll look at is Reiki and relationships. So for that, we'll actually be working on the different chakras. So each chakra is kind of connected to different challenges and areas of our relationships. And so we'll work through those, working on our chakras. And the idea of that then is to help us kind of overcome any challenges we might be encountering in relationships, but also just boost them, give them that extra dose of energy and clear any blocks we might have, energetically speaking, regarding our relationships. So that's one thing we'll be covering. I'll also be doing a very interesting Reiki boost attunement. So this actually isn't something I've done before at the retreats, but it will be a chance for me to kind of, if you've done classes with me, you know that the attunements are very powerful, and it's not just when you're being worked on individually, it's like the whole time you're in a kind of an energetic bubble and things are being worked on. And so we'll do something similar here, but even more powerful, I believe, at the retreat. So that'll be great for just clearing energy and just helping you go deeper into your practice. We'll be looking at some Reiki and breath work. Now we know that breath is super important. All words like inspiration, inspired, they come from the word meaning breath. And so breath is really at the heart and soul of our existence. And so we can use it and Reiki kind of together. It's a beautiful couple, a beautiful pairing to create really powerful results. So we'll look at that. We're also doing something innovative. We will look at using kind of Reiki energy for our journaling. Journaling can be very powerful. It's a way to help tap into your unconscious mind and gain a lot of clarity on things. So we're practicing using Reiki to kind of help us get into the right state. So then we can connect to our higher self, connect to our intuition, and then do some journeying from that space. And remember that the retreat is at the start of the year. So one of the focuses of it is to help us get clarity for the year, to help us In fact, there'll be a section where we set kind of goals and do a little bit of vision boarding for the next year. So we're trying to kind of set the intent, create the vision, and then have the energy to actually carry out that vision. And so that's one of the things we'll be doing. And journaling can help with that because it can help, as I said, us get a lot of clarity on our kind of purpose with a capital P, our soul path in the moment. That can change naturally. It's not like you've got one purpose for your whole life, but in any given moment, there will be kind of a course of action that is most in harmony with your intuition, with your kind of higher self's vision for you. We've also got a very special session on sound healing. For this, I've actually brought in, we've got a guest. This is the first time I've had a kind of a guest presenter, so to speak, at one of my retreats. And this is Chris Dorian. If you've done, well, probably any of my courses, to be honest, these days, I use all of his music. And so he created music for my chi activation courses, and a lot of the music I play in my meditation classes, and also now some in my Reiki and even Pelua, I use his music. He's an amazing musician and composer, and he is going to take you on a very deep journey through sound healing. So we're very, very lucky to have him along as a special guest at the retreat. So we've got the sound healing component. Then we are looking at charging affirmations as well as I mentioned goals before, but with Reiki energy. So I'll show you different techniques for doing that. Again, a lot of the reasons we don't succeed is because we've got unconscious blocks. And so affirmations, when they're done right, can help kind of clear and break through any of those blocks. So now we do what we want to do, we do what we know we should be doing, as opposed to we want to do something, but for whatever reason, we never get around to doing it. So it can be really strong. And the final thing I want to talk about, another activity which will be a lot of fun, is we're going to play a little bit with runes. So runes are a little bit like tarot, but it's much simpler, and I find it very intuitive because you don't really need to learn very much at all. And at the retreat, I'll actually be giving you, haven't worked out yet whether it'll be a set of rune cards or rune stones, but one or the other. And then we'll be able to play with those. And again, the idea of that is to help tap into our intuition, to kind of tap into our higher self. So they're a tool. I mean, you could do it in a sense without, but using that tool, it helps give a kind of structure in a weird way to our unconscious, which makes it easier for us to tap into it. So I've found runes are very easy to work with, and they're kind of my preferred thing in that regard. Like as I said, I find them a lot easier than tarot, as good as that can be for some people. I think you'll find that the runes really work well for you. So that's kind of something fun, which we'll be doing. And that's in alignment with this idea of gaining clarity and vision on our purpose for 2024, and then having the energy to actually bring that into action. Now, finally, the nice thing about retreats is it's a great opportunity to meet like-minded souls. Often in everyday world, when we're doing our kind of spiritual practice, you find that there are a few people you can talk to, but really often for many people, not a lot. And so it's really nice when you can get away and you don't have to preface everything by going, oh, this might sound weird. Well, you know what? In this community, the weird is normal. And it's just a great opportunity too to swap ideas. And it could just be mentioning a book. It could be a kind of other kind of energy work or some other kind of practice to do. But you find that you get a lot of ideas and inspiration just from talking to other participants. So hope to have you along. It's going to be a really great event. The retreat is actually, I've kept it really well priced too. So you'll find that it's still what it's always been. I haven't put the price up at all over the years. And also the accommodation is really good value. That one will be shared accommodation. You don't need to have a partner. We can just partner you up with same sex, another person from the course. It's only $40 per night. So that's very simple. So hope to see you along. If you've got any questions, just get on to me on either the email or phone number below, and I'd love to tell you more. Okay, so hope to see you in January, if not before, and enjoy.